All right, so just a quick recap, some thoughts on San Diego State's first loss of the season, their second game of the season. Obviously, in the first game of the season, they beat Cal State Fullerton at home on banner night. Fans got all the replica rings. It was great. But then tonight in Utah, the team just wasn't able to get it going enough. And they made some mistakes. And I think if you ask Coach Dutch, you ask players on that team, they'd probably say, yeah, we didn't deserve to win this game tonight. Compare BYU and San Diego State, and I think we can point out why San Diego State lost this game. I can start off with the three-pointers. We knew that going in, or at least those that followed BYU and what happened in their first game, ton of threes. I think they scored over 100 points in their latest, their first game, smacked them, and that was not the quality opponent that San Diego State was, but still, you knew this team was going to shoot. So you knew going in, San Diego State was going to have to shoot beyond their game as well, and limit BYU their threes. And San Diego State did that a little bit, but they weren't good enough for three-pointers on their side of things. San Diego State, 5 for 18 on three-pointers. BYU was 10 for 27. And they allowed one of their bench players, San Diego State allowed Dallin Hall to go off there, especially in the second half, coming off the bench, 6 himself. He ends up finishing with 18 points. Saunders off the bench for them had 12. Robinson off the bench for them had 12. Another 12 from one of their starters, 10 from one of their guards. So there was a lot of contributions there from those guys. Now you go over to San Diego State, and it was a positive. Darren Trammell, he was able to play. Like, that's good. But Micah Parrish, who you rely on for shooting, he only made 2 shots in this game, goes 1 for 3 for three-pointers. LeDee, 9 for 16, scored 21 points. Like, he's off to a good start this season, so I'm not gonna, get on him. Reese Waters scored 15 points, but I go back to the three-pointers. When you allow BYU to hit double the amount of threes, I mean, look how much of a difference that can make, right? San Diego State ends up losing here by 9 points. Free throws also help for BYU. They were 12 of 16. San Diego State, 8 of 13. So there was some points left there, BYU, and then you go look at the threes, obviously, and like that's a big difference in this game. And they had a lot of different contributions from guys. And San Diego State, they were playing 8 guys today. They got no points from Heidi, who didn't play a ton. 2 points from Jay Powell, and then Trammell had 7 points. So they showed more depth in this game, and they shot better in this game than San Diego State did. 75% free throws, 42.6%. Actually, if you look at San Diego State, technically they shot better. 44.8% from the field, 42.6% for BYU. But you go to like three-pointers, free throws, who had the bigger impact? It was BYU. So I was not surprised that San Diego State lost this game, especially with the way you go look at the box score, you watch this game, not surprised. On the road, packed BYU crowd, elevation, not surprised by it, and it's going to happen. For any Aztecs fan that is going to freak out on social media about this game, you can do it. I'm not going to stop you, but let's realize San Diego State had some early losses this past season. In the Hawaii tournament in Maui with Arkansas, they had some early losses where it was like, oh, okay, this is troubling here. But then what happened? Look what happened at the end. So this is just the beginning of the season. I want to say Duke lost today against Arizona. Arizona's a good team. I'm not saying they're not. But BYU is a quality opponent as well. This is not them losing to Cal State Fullerton. This is them losing to BYU on the road. So maybe people will think that they'll count this as a good loss. You never want to lose, but it's not the worst loss to have in the world. And what's going to matter the most is San Diego State playing better down the stretch. I don't know how much the selection committee will look at San Diego State's loss in the second game of the year at BYU. That will be such a long time ago So really, it's about just learning from this, being better. Hopefully, they continue to get healthier. They can shoot better from the line, shoot better from beyond the arc. And yeah, that's that. So San Diego State's next game is going to be on Tuesday at home, Long Beach State. And then they go and play at St. Mary's on November 17th. So San Diego State, first loss of the year, first road game of the year. But again, in my opinion, not the end of the world.